Hello everyone, Tommy Marquez here with another edition of Inside the Leaderboard presented by Bear Complex. Now that the Open is in the rear view, I wanted to dive into a couple of stats about how the community as a whole decided to tackle the Open. We're going to start with a breakdown of the completion percentages. This is based on how many total workouts were completed by all registered athletes. If you look under the 6 workout column, you'll see that just a shade under 70% of all athletes were able to complete the Open in its entirety, which is about a 9% increase from last year, so well done everyone. But I understand that life happens, injuries, work, family, etc. That all comes into play, so if you were one of the athletes that fell under one of the other columns, that's totally all right. Take note of this, and now you've got a nice goal to shoot for next year and keep that total completion percentage climbing for 2019. Now circling back to the athletes that did finish all 6 workouts, here's a full breakdown in terms of percentage when it comes to scaled versus RX for the community. Similar to the last graphic, this is a breakdown that a majority of us can use to set our sights on for some goals for next year. The percentage of athletes that scaled all 5 workouts dropped from about 19% last year to just over 17% this year. And on the flip side of things, the percentage of athletes that completed everything as prescribed went up by 2% to 60.1% in 2018. And that's part of the value of the Open, right? It's a great measuring stick for our fitness each year, regardless of who you are, and improvement on an individual level is relative. So identifying areas such as these is certainly beneficial for everyone in the community. Speaking of improvement, one athlete who I think definitely deserves a little extra recognition for some of the improvements she's made over the last couple of years is this year's Open winner for the women's side of the house, CASSIDY LANCE-MCWHERTER. Back in 2014, she had a career best 8th place finish at the Games. After that though, things started to trend in the wrong direction. Her Open finish trended down the next 2 years, along with her finishes at regionals and the 2015 Games, culminating in missing the Games altogether in 2016. But check the line going down. CASSIDY wouldn't be kept down for long. Refocused and determined, she'd bounce back with her then best finish ever worldwide in the Open last year, before winning regionals for the first time and never finishing lower than 3rd in any event at the Atlantic last year. An improved 12th place finish at the Games in Madison brings us to this season where, after 6 tests, she stands tall, earning her first ever overall win in the Open and now heads to regionals with a full head of steam. I am continually impressed with CASSIDY LANCE-MCWHERTER's turnaround after a rough misqualification in 2016, and now she's etched her name into CrossFit Games history as one of the select few to win the Open. Congrats, CASSIDY. That does it for this edition of Inside the Leaderboard presented by Bear Complex. We'll see you guys in the coming weeks when we dive into Matt Fraser's record-setting win in the Open.